guys just talking when they ain't comparing me. It's for the ones who compare me.
Yo, YouTube, what's up? I'm Timmy's AC. This is Novi Novak. Don't compare him. We got express written consent of the National Football League to be playing that song in this program. Check that out. Super Bowl closing in on the Super Bowl week media day where we should be instead of wasting our time in English class playing Study Island. Instead, we're sitting here reporting in his bedroom, which shows you how far our lives are going. Regardless, we're not gonna compare Packers defense or Steelers defense because that would take a lot of work.
That would take,
and I'm lazy.
Yeah.
Which is why I'll probably would be working as a garbage man at some point in my life. That being said, we're talking Troy Polamalu or Clay Matthews here. You know, I know they're different positions, but impact-wise, who would you rather have on your defense?
Impact.
Let me read the stats first, actually.
All right, go for
Clay
it.
Matthews, 60 tackles, 2 forced fumbles, a pick, and like 13.5 sacks, compared to Polamalu with 63 tackles, about the same number, a forced fumble, and 7 picks. Who'd you rather have?
I'm going to go with Clay Matthews on this one. I know you're taking Polamalu, so we got some differences here. I'm going to take Matthews in this one just because of the overall energy and impact that he puts into your defense. Yeah, Polamalu is one of the most versatile, if not the most versatile player in the league. He can do a lot of things, but Matthews, I think, plays his position better. I think he tackles really well, and he's a really good linebacker. He's a real force on the defense, and you got to take into account where he is at all times. And I think that does a lot of it creates a little bit of panic maybe in the offense, trying to pick him up off of blitzes. So.
Yeah, both these guys out of USC. Polamalu obviously in his 8th season. Clay Matthews only in his 2nd season, but he's already established himself pretty well. You know, Clay Matthews is a great player, hands down Defensive Player of the Year easily this year. But I don't think it's understood how much of an impact Troy Polamalu has. He makes the Steelers' defense, forcing fumbles, flying around the field. 7 picks is a hell of a number.
And keep in mind, he missed how many games this year? Like 4?
He missed it. Yeah, and I mean, last year he missed virtually the whole season, and the Steelers' defense just couldn't get it done, which is one of the reasons the Steelers were just a mediocre team. But for the most part, he's been healthy this season, and he's been able to be successful. And with his success has come the Steelers' success. And I mean, I think I think Clay Matthews is a very good player, but I think it's easier to find a good linebacker than a good safety. Now, if you're Andy Reid, you just don't find either, and then it's simple. Or you just have your whole defense suck. And I mean, I know I'm wearing a Chargers jersey, but we're Eagles fans.
You just waste draft picks and crap like that.
You just draft Broderick Bunkley and Jerome McDougal, and they both get shot, and then they never do shit in the NFL. But hey, what are they supposed to do? Why would you expect someone to do good that comes out of the draft?
Now, if you look at it this way, if you take both of these players off each of these defenses, it looks like Troy Polamalu has a bigger impact because we've seen it happen. I mean, we've seen this Packers defense is younger. I think is it younger?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah,
I mean the Packers defense. I think you got to look at is they have another guy who won the Defensive Player of the Year last year in Charles Woodson. They got a lot of other guys that are hurt and this or that. B.J. Raji and a bunch of other guys. The Steelers have Harrison and a bunch of other guys as well, but
you take Clay Matthews off of the Packers, and you still got Charles Woodson, you still got A.J. Hawk and B.J. Raji, and so you're still a solid defense. You take Troy Polamalu off of that Steelers defense, and we've seen what happened last year.
It wasn't pretty.
It was not pretty at all.
The Steelers D carries that team. They would not be in the Super Bowl if you're just talking about Big Ben having to put that team on his back.
Yeah, and it reminds me of the situation we had in Philly 2 years ago when B-Dog left, and that just killed us. It killed us. There was no leadership, and
I don't understand that. I still to this day do not understand that. I take Dawkins back for 1 year over Nate Allen for the next 8.
We don't know what Nate Allen's going to do. He's not going to become the player that Brian Dawkins was.
So,
no.
I mean, I'd take Brian Dawkins back. You know, not to get into the Eagles too much here, but I mean, the Steelers defense and the Packers both have legit linebackers, legit lines, and legit secondaries, and that's why they're both successful. I mean, both of these defenses would be okay without having these two players. I just think if you take Polamalu out, they're not as good as the Packers would be without Clay Matthews, which is kind of how I evaluate it.
I would agree with that, but I just like Clay Matthews in the sense that all the energy that he brings to the defense.
Yeah,
I understand.
I think Polamalu brings more energy. He's just not as obvious with it. I think he brings energy. I mean,
you see him flying around the field, and
that's got to energize you alone.
Yeah, that's true. But then again, he's a free safety.
Yeah.
So.
I'm Tim, he's AC. It's the Kashkelly Sports.